Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me for yoga this evening. I'm going to share a reading from the Daily Om, which is a newsletter that I get every day with a different kind of insight into it. This is called Finding Peace Within. Most people agree that a more peaceful world would be an ideal situation for all living creatures. However, we often seem stumped on how to bring peace into reality. If we are to have true peace in the world, each of us must find it in ourselves first. We must shine the light of inquiry on our internal struggles, because this is the only place we can really create change. When we begin to look inside ourselves for the meaning of peace, we will start to understand why it's always so difficult to come by. We also will gain more compassion towards the many people in the world who find themselves caught up in conflicts, both personal and universal. We may have an experience of peace that we can call up in ourselves to remind us of what we want to create. But since we are human, we also will feel the pull in the opposite direction, the desire to defend ourselves, to keep what we feel belongs to us, and to protect our loved ones and our cherished ideals. This awareness is important because we cannot truly know peace until we understand the many tendencies and passions that threaten our ability to find it. Being at peace with ourselves is not about denying or rejecting any part of ourselves. In order to be at peace, we must be willing and able to hold ourselves in all our complexity in a full embrace that excludes nothing. This is perhaps the most difficult part for many of us, because we want so much to disown the negative aspects of our humanity. Ironically, though, true peace begins with a willingness to take responsibility for our own humanity so that we might ultimately transform it in light of our love. I thought that was a different way of looking at the idea of peace, that it truly begins with ourselves and looking at ourselves honestly. And when we do find compassion for ourselves, we may be able to see or feel compassion for others who are different, who hold different beliefs. It's a good thing to work on. So let's use our yoga to come inside and find that inner strength, inner peace, and stillness. And begin by sitting up nice and tall. Bring your hands in front of your legs, maybe make some circles. And then circle in the other direction. So beginning to find that sense of ourselves sitting up on our mat. And now let the circle stop, and then find that length in your spine. Kind of hug your hands onto your legs. Maybe feel your spine getting taller. Maybe even feel your shoulder blades on your back. And the spine kind of rising up between your right and left shoulder blades. Every time I do that, I lift my chin. But really, we want to let the crown of the head go up so the chin can be parallel to the floor, like you're looking straight ahead. And then let your hands rest in your lap. Begin to connect with that breath that's always there. Breath is like the foundation of the energy inside. Notice as you inhale and exhale. Let's put a hand on your chest, a hand on your tummy. Notice where you feel movement as you inhale and exhale. Maybe letting your belly round as you inhale. Draw in as you exhale. So feel like you're bringing that breath inside. And then try bringing your hands around your lower ribs. Maybe your fingers are in front and the thumbs are behind. So just kind of bringing your hands around your waist. As you inhale and exhale, you feel the movement here. You feel your ribs opening to the sides a little bit, more space between the ribs. As you inhale and then coming back to the starting position as you exhale. Let your hands rest in your lap again. Let's do one more breathing adventure. We're going to inhale through the nose, and as we breathe out, you're going to make that little circle with your lips. Breathing out through that little circle. And I like to imagine that I'm holding a little wand with a little jar of bubbles, and I'm blowing bubbles through that little space. Let's do that a few times. So inhale through your nose and exhale. Let's do two more. Now notice what happens to your exhale. Is it getting longer? Is it getting slower? Notice what's happening inside. Are you feeling different? Finish the one you're on, and let's do one more breath like this. All right, now bring the arms out to the side and then bend your elbows. Your hands can face forward. You spread your fingers. Take a big inhale here and exhale. Cross your arms. Bring your hands to your shoulders and you can tuck your chin in. And notice which arm is on top. Good. We're going to inhale, open your arms out. Exhale, cross your hands to your shoulders. Let the other arm be on top. That's it. Now open. Exhale, plugging in. Open, breathing in. Breathing in. Let's do one more for each arm on top. Inhaling. This will be the last one. And then keep your arms where they are. Your hands are on your shoulders. Give yourself a hug. That's how that feels. You can even bring your hands down a little bit. Give yourself a hug. And move your arms from your shoulders down towards your elbows. Our right, now, keep your hands close to your shoulders now. And as we inhale, we're gonna lift the elbows. And exhale, lower your elbows, tuck your chin in. 2 more times like this. Inhaling, lifting elbows, lifting your chin, nice tall spine, and exhale, lowering your elbows, lowering your chin. And 1 more. Now notice which arm is on top. We're going to switch arms. So inhale, reach your arms out. Exhale, hands to shoulders with the other arm on top. Inhale, lift the elbows. Exhale, lower and tuck your chin. 2 more like this. Maybe the inhale is lifting your arms. Exhale is letting your arms soften down. 1 more. All right. Good. Let's kind of shake the arms out. Maybe make some circles. And then let's let the right hand outside your right hip and inhale. Lift that left arm up and overhead and take a bend to the right. And notice how it feels inside your body. If you need to make any adjustments, I kind of have to adjust myself today. You want it to feel beneficial, not going into pain or discomfort. Finding a place where it feels good in your body. Let's take 2 more breaths. Like you can inhale, look at the upper hand, and exhale, look at the lower hand. Breath. Let's sit up, bring the right hand up to reach the left, and then we're going to bring the left hand down outside your hip. Right arm is overhead. We're bending to the left. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. 2 more breaths. Bring your hands to your heart. And then we're going to take the right hand forward and out to the side. And we're going to take a turn to the right. Now you can bring your right hand behind you. And that left hand can come towards your right shoulder. Just not pushing, but just kind of gently easing that right shoulder. Taking a turn and opening the right. 2 more breaths. Nice tall spine. Tops of your shoulders can soften. And then let's come back. Good. So now we're going to have the left hand on top. Right hand on your chest, left hand on top. So that left arm forward and bring it around. So the left hand comes behind your hips. Right hand can kind of come to the left shoulder and just gently assist as you take a turn to the left. Take 2 more breaths. Bring the breath. As we move, we're bringing the breath with us into all the tight spots, into throughout all the tissues of the body. Good. And now, bring your hands in front of you. Let's inhale the arms up and overhead. And exhale, let your arms float down. Let's do that 1 more time. Inhale, lifting. So floating down. So we're moving our spine in all directions. Let's bring the arms forward. Maybe let your head come forward, maybe softening your elbows. waking up the body. Walk your fingertips back. Bring your hands behind your hips. Bring your fingertips down, and then if you can lift up across your collarbones and feel like your upper back, upper torso is lifting, open. As they say, as my yoga teacher used to say, can you lift your heart? One more breath. Let's come around to hands and knees. And we'll continue bringing that breath throughout the body. Find your way to hands and knees. Your knees under your hips, wrists under your shoulders, and then step your hands forward and spread your fingers. And now as you inhale, lift your hips, lift your chin. As you exhale, round your back and tuck your chin in. Inhaling, feel the movement come up your spine. Exhale. 2 more. Called cat and cow. And you're linking the movement to your breath. Last one like this. Now start to make some circles with your hips. Maybe the circles start small, but maybe they start getting big. Arms kind of brushing your mat. Get your shoulders. Let's take 2, whatever direction, 2 more circles in this direction. And then pause and take some circles in the other direction. Start small and make it bigger. See what's working for you. Maybe get your forearms kind of brushing the mat. Maybe get your shoulders involved. Okay, let's take 2 more. All right, so now we're going to inhale, bring your shoulders forward, and exhale, bring your hips back towards your heels in a nice long child's pose. And then inhale, come up again. Shoulders forward, and exhale, bringing your hips back towards your heels. Oh, getting a nice stretch. Let's do that 2 more times. Feel free to exhale, rounded lips. This one like this. Now, as we stretch back, feel free to maybe cross your hands and rest your forehead on your hands. Can you feel your breath moving in your abdomen? As you inhale and exhale, that breath. We're going to come back, well, we're going to come up to our forearms. Now see if you can, your knees are kind of hip distance apart. Let your feet go a little bit wider, mat distance apart. And then we're going to let the hips go back. Now be very careful. But this can be a release for the thighs and the hips. It's called frog pose. Only go as far as you start to feel sensation, and then just kind of stay right there. Breathe. It's almost like child's pose, except here your feet are wider than your knees. Let's come out of that. Let's come out of that. And we're going to let the right foot come forward. We'll bring your right hand on the other side of your right foot. And we're going to do a couple rounds of lunges here. first, bend your right knee, bring it forward. So you're lunging, you're in a nice low lunge. Take a couple breaths here, just let your body kind of get used to what's going on. And now we're going to lift your hips up and bring the hips back and straighten the knee and walk your hands back. Maybe your foot will come. Bend over that leg if that feels good. Feeling the back of the leg for the stretch. Walk forward, bend your knee, and only go to a point where it feels good in your body, not into pain. And back, stretching the back of the leg. Let's do that one more time. Forward. And then walking your hands back. Come down so that your knee is now over your right knee. Go right knee over the right knee. Go hands on either side of that right leg. And maybe turn your left toes under and see if you can lift off the left knee. And just take a couple breaths here. So I like to imagine that my legs could come together underneath me, even though they're not visibly moving. Feel that, those inner thighs. Now let the back knee come down. We're going to step on the right foot and bring your hands to the right thigh. Reach your arms up and overhead. Breaths here. Turn to the right and open the arms. So you're going to see my back. Feel the expansion across your arms. Take a couple breaths here. Now when you're ready, we're going to come up to the center again, reaching the arms up and overhead. And now we're going to open to the left, reaching your arms out to the sides. And now come back and face the front, arms overhead, and bring your hands down inside that right leg. And you can walk your hands to the left a little bit and begin to soften your elbows and fold in. See if you find a place where this feels very good, like a nice stretch going on. If you want to try something different, you can take your right hand, bring it behind that right foot, and put your fingers on your right toes. See how that feels. Kind of hugging that right arm against the right leg. Take 3 more breaths here. Let your head relax. All right. Now we're going to let the right knee come down next to the left. Let's bring the hips back into child's pose and just take a break before we do the left side. See if you can notice any difference between the right and left sides. When you're ready, back to hands and knees and let the left foot come forward. Now we're going to bend that left knee, bring your hips forward, nice low lunge, and then bring the hips back and walk your hands back and stretch the back of that leg. 2 more times. So forward. You can take several breaths as you're doing this. You don't just have to inhale on one and exhale on the other. Last time. Getting a stretch. Back of the thigh here and over the back of the calf. Then when you're ready, we're going to let that left foot come back a little bit so the knee is over the left ankle. Hands up your left thigh, so you're kneeling on the right leg. When you're ready, put your arms up and overhead, spreading your fingers. And then when you're ready, open to the left and reach your arms out and feel that expansion. One more breath here. And then inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, and then open to the right. Take 2 more breaths here. And you're probably feeling a little jittering going on or doing a little balance challenge here. Face the front, reach your arms up and overhead. Exhale, bring your hands down inside the left foot. Walk them over to the right a little bit and then soften your elbows. And let your head be heavy. Keep your breath moving. The breath down into the left ribs, the back, legs. And if you'd like, you can take that left hand and bring it back around the left foot so your fingers are on your toes. See how that feels. Three more breaths. Make your way back to hands and knees. Let's widen the knees to the edges of the mat. Bring your toes together. Sink your hips back. Lower your arms. Come into traditional child's pose. And just check in. Notice how you're feeling. Notice your breath. And now we're going to move up to a standing position. So, back to hands and knees. Start to walk your hands back. Walk, walk, walk until you're on your feet. Walk your hands right up the legs and all the way up to standing. Good. Oh, so this is a good time to shake everything out. Step it out, walk it out. Get your arms loose and your shoulders and your hips. Let your arms kind of sway side to side. You know, yoga means to join, union. And so to me, there's so many ways that yoga is a union. It's body and mind and spirit. It's also a union of poses that we hold and breathe in, and then poses that we just soften and loosen up in. So it's all a blend. Good. All right. Now, let's stand with the ankles under your knees, under the front of your hips, and we're going to do a 3-part inhale, almost like you're sniffing 3 times, reaching the arms out, up, and then the 3rd time is down. Up, out, overhead are the 3 inhales. Exhale, bring your arms down as you pull over. Good. So let's try it together. Two more. Ooh, that's a good one to do in the morning. When I do it in the morning, it really gets wakens me up. Good. All right, so now we're going to inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, get nice and tall. Let's reach one arm and then the other. Good. And then fold over to the right. You can bring your right hand to your waist. Left arm is going to go overhead. That left foot press into your mat. Let's take 3 more breaths here, maybe looking up the left hand and then looking down at your mat. feeling the space you're creating on the whole left side of your body. Good. And then inhale, reach up again. Right arm, left arm, right arm, left arm. And then take a bend to the left. So left hand can be on your waist, right arm overhead. Right foot extending down. One more breath. And then reach both arms up. We're going to exhale, bring the arms down and around and come to chair pose. And inhale, come up, bring the arms around overhead, and exhale. Inhale, lifting, exhale, chair. Let's do that one more time. Exhale to chair, and let's hold it. Let's stay in chair for a few breaths. It's like you have a basketball between your hands. Fingers are spread. Sitting in a chair, you're using your legs to support you. Good. All right. Let's bring the arms down and up one more time, and then let your arms float down by your side. Okay. We're going to take a wide stance and let your right toes turn out to the side. And we're going to build a warrior two. So as you inhale, bend the right knee, let your arms come out. As you exhale, straighten the legs and bring your hands to your shoulders and give yourself a hug again. Inhale, reaching the arms out. Exhale, feel it. Do that two more times. And switch which arm is on top if that feels good. And now let's come into our warrior. So now look down and see if you can get your right knee over your right ankle. I have to move my leg out a little bit more. So my right knee is over the ankle. That way the ankle is supporting your knee. Arms shoulder height. Palms are down, fingers are spread. See if you can even lower the tops of your shoulders. Just minutely bring those shoulders back a little bit, connecting with your shoulder blades, bringing some breath to the back of your body. Take one more deep breath here. Feel like your legs are coming together. Inhale here and exhale. Bring your right arm back, left hand arm's going to come up and hold it. You're going to straighten the right knee and then exhale into warrior. And inhale, draw that arm back, straighten the knee. Exhale, coming back. Do that two more times. So inhale, opening and just settling. And this is the last one. All right. Let your right toes turn forward and maybe bring them in a little bit. Hands to your waist and just kind of let your hips go side to side. Get to fold over and let your shoulders get involved. Right shoulder to left knee. Left shoulder to right. See if we can bend your knees enough that you can bring your hands to the floor. And now bring that left hand right under your nose. And sweep your right arm out to the side. Now, See if you can let your hips go back and your head go forward to the wall across from you. You're expanding in many different directions. Bring that breath around. Good. When you're ready, bring the right hand down where the left hand is and lift that left arm out to the left. You're looking over to the left. 2 more breaths. Left hand down. Bend your knees. Bend your knees. You can bring your hands to your legs. You can bring your hands, walk them up from your knees, up to your thighs. And let's bring the legs together. Walk it out a little bit. And then we'll build our warrior 2 on the left leg. And before we do that, let's just stand. Stand. See if you can feel any differences, right side and left side. Or feel any differences going on in your body from when we first started. You're ready, take a wide step. Let your left toes turn out to the small side of your mat. We're going to inhale, reach the arms out, bending the left knee. Exhale, bring it across your arms, hug into your shoulders. Inhale, bending the knee. Exhale, hugging in. 2 more times. That's one moving like this. Now let's find our warrior 2. So arms are shoulder height. Let your left knee be supported by the left ankle. So the ankle's under the knee. Palms are down, reaching across. Tops of your shoulders are soft. Looking over your left fingers. Imagine that your legs are underneath you, so you're using those inner thighs. Feeling the power of your warrior. All right, now we're going to inhale, reach the arms up, straighten the leg, let the right hand hold onto the left. Exhale back. And then inhale, arms overhead and stretching. Exhale back. 2 more. Inhale, expanding, lifting. Exhale, softening. Last one. Bring your hands to your waist. Heel toe your feet together a little bit. And then let's just make our way to come down to sitting. So whatever feels good to you, bring your hands down and your legs and come down to sitting. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. You can hold on to your feet. You can let your knees go up and down. And find it. Release the inner thighs. Just letting the knees kind of lift and lower. Sometimes I like to bend my toes so that like the toe, the edges of the toes are together and then the tops are separated. So you can do it that way if that feels good. All right, now we're going to fold over. You can bring your hands to your inner legs if that feels good. You can hold on to your feet. Take a few breaths, folding over. Cobbler pose right now. 2 more breaths here. Sit up and now look over your left thigh, your left leg. You can hold your hands with your right hand. Hold your toes with your right hand. Fold over that left thigh. Make it nice and easy. Notice what you're feeling. Notice what's happening on the inside. Then come back to center. Now let your left hand hold your toes. And then fold over that right. Back to center. Let your knees come up and your feet come to the floor. Now, I think I'm going to turn. You might want to turn so that I'm on my mat a little bit more. So now we've got our knees are bent, knees are up, feet are on the floor. Bring your hands behind you. You can face your hips. You can face away from your hips. Feels a little better in your body. We're going to open across the collarbones. See if you can press into your feet and lift your hips up. This is called reverse table. You don't have to let your head go back. My head does not feel comfortable doing that. Some people, it's very comfortable. So just notice what works in your own body. I like to keep my chin close to my chest. Let's lower the hips down. Whew. Again, and we're going to do that one more time. Bring your hands back. Knees are bent. Now when you're ready, press into your feet, lift your hips up. Notice how you're opening across the front of your chest. Building strength in your arms, legs. When you're ready, lower down. Hug your legs. And make our way all the way to lying down on your mat. So when you're ready, find your way to lying down on your back. Straightening your legs, straightening your arms. Taking a pause. Let's connect your whole self with this body. And feeling that gentle pull of gravity that keeps us connected to Earth. Let's bring the feet together this time. Point your toes up. Bring your hands together overhead. And now stretch through your body. Soles of your feet stretching forward. Your fingertips are stretching behind you. Let's take one more breath here. And then we're going to bend the knees, bring your arms around your legs, and roll side to side. Now we're going to work on each leg individually. So holding your right knee in close to you. Let that left leg straighten, but now let the left heel be an inch off the floor. A couple breaths here. Reaching through your left foot, hugging your right knee in. Now, on your next inhale, we're going to let that left leg swoop up till the sole of the foot is facing the ceiling. And exhale, let it swoop down. 2 more times. Inhaling. Exhale. Last one. Let that left heel come all the way to the floor. Take your right knee across your body to the left, guided by your left hand and your right arm out to the side. Make any adjustments with your leg if you'd like to higher or lower, but see if you can find a place where it feels very good and beneficial in your body. So 3 more breaths here. And then roll onto your back. Interlace your hands behind the right leg and maybe come up to your right calf. Gently hug that leg towards you, or maybe even lifting your head and shoulders off your mat. Just a couple breaths. When you're ready, let the arms come down to the mat, to the floor, and let your right leg come down super slow. Once both your legs are down, whew, carry your right side to your left side. All right, so let's even out the side. So bend your left knee, hold your leg in close to your torso, take your right heel an inch off the floor, so you're reaching through that right heel as you hug your left knee in. A couple more breaths. When you feel yourself breathing on your back, your breath goes all throughout your body. Good. Now we're going to, on your next inhale, let that right leg swoop up. Exhale, let it swoop down. 2 more times. Feel free to point or flex your foot. This time let your right leg come all the way to the floor. Now we're going to take that left knee with your right hand and bring it across your body to the right. Left arm can come out to the floor to keep you steady. And then find a place where it feels beneficial to you. We'll take about 4 more breaths. All right, roll onto your back again. Let that left leg overhead and interlace your hands behind the leg, kind of hugging it in. Maybe bring your hands up to your shin. Maybe even lifting your head and shoulders. And when you're ready, let the arms come down and let that left leg slowly come back down to your mat. Ah. Notice how you feel compared to your right and left sides. Let's bring both knees in. Roll side to side. It's almost like giving yourself a massage. You can even you know, one knee go up and the other. Good. Now bring your arms out to the sides. We're going to inhale and exhale. Let both of your knees roll to the right, and then find a place where your right leg can come down. Straighten your legs and fold them a little bit. Find a place where it feels really good. If you look over your left shoulder, feel yourself starting to soften down. Slow down. One more breath here. Roll onto your back. Big inhale, exhale, let both of your legs roll to the left. Find a place that feels, you can just let yourself soft. Stop this final relaxation. One more breath here. And then roll onto your back. Let your feet come down, straighten your legs. Arms by your sides with the palms up. Legs are about mat width apart. We'll guide you through relaxation. It's the parts of you that are supported by your mat, supported by the floor. Soft. Softening into your mat, softening into earth. Spring, kind of spring in. Bring your awareness up to the back of your head and up around to face, the space between your eyebrows. Space soft. Just your cheeks, space around your lips. Soften your face. To go. Soften along your jawline. Bring your awareness down to the back, to your right shoulder, upper arm and elbow, right lower arm, wrist and fingers. And let that right arm soften. Take rest. Awareness to your left shoulder and upper arm and elbow. Your lower left arm, wrist and fingers. Full arms soften, feel light. Take rest. Awareness. Spine, torso to lower back. Notice your right hip, right knee, or right leg, heel, foot. Let that whole right leg light and soft, and take rest. Then bring awareness to your left hip, thigh, and knee, lower left leg, ankle, foot. To let that whole left leg light, soft, take rest. Let your body soften. Take rest. If anything still feels tense, still feeling muscles holding on to tension, bring your breath there. Exhale there. Let everything go for the next few minutes. Give yourself permission. Take rest. And to bring your awareness back to your breath. Notice the inhales, the exhales. I'd like to share a reflection by Thich Nhat Hanh, a Vietnamese Buddhist writer, philosopher, passed away 2 years ago. It says, your breathing is a stable, solid ground where you can take refuge, no matter what thoughts, emotions, and perceptions are going on inside you. The breath is always there, like a faithful friend. Being with your breath. Find a little movement in your fingers and your toes. Let your head slowly turn to the right, to the left. And when you're ready, reach your arms back overhead. Take a big inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth into a sigh. Ah, fun. Make some noise. Let's do that again. So big inhale. Exhale. Ah. And then when you're ready, bring yourself back to a comfortable seat so you can roll on to one side or the other. You can press your hands down. You can use your arms to come back up. Whatever feels good. And then bring your palms together in front of your heart. And let your middle 3 fingers separate. So you've got your baby fingers touching, your thumbs are touching, and the rim of your palm are touching. And you can look down at your lotus flower. And maybe bring your lotus close to your heart. Think of something that brings you joy. In fact, this time let's think of something about yourself that brings you joy. Sit with that. Something about yourself that brings you joy that you can share with others. And then let's bring the palms together. The spirit in me honors the spirit in each of you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for yoga. And may the things we do in yoga that resonate with you, they're yours, part of your toolkit for being a healthier, more complete person. Take them off the mat and into your life. Thank you for joining.